What's going on, everybody? Here I am. Uh, for some reason, I was trying to live stream this to Instagram as well. It was supposed to have worked, but it's not working, and I don't know what is going on. And I was really excited to live stream it directly to good old Instagram because that would have been the first time ever. So I may try to mess with that as I just talk about whatever the heck it is we're gonna talk about today. It's been so long that I decided to do a show. I decided to talk about life in general, across the board. We'll talk a little trucking. We'll talk a little bit about everything. See, I can't even edit this. It won't even let me edit it. Damn. I guess I'm not gonna go live to Instagram, but I wanted to. I thought it would have been cool. But anyway, Merry Christmas. You like that music? Like, that was pretty good. I had to license that song just for the show. It's not like I'm going to ever use it again in the future. But when I was putting that video together for the intro, I mean, super high def stuff. When I was putting that together, it took a long time because I had to download DaVinci and figure out how to use that. And I'm not that tech savvy. But anyway, I figured it out. It worked. The intro worked and all that stuff. Life has been crazy. I haven't made a live stream in about a month now. Over a month. Just because I've been busy with work and driving back and forth from Chattanooga to here and here to Chattanooga and doing that travel every week. So it's kind of crazy. I'll be honest, I haven't listened to a hell of a lot of politics lately either. Ironically, last night I was getting ready to think about some of the stuff that I would talk about and try to keep it between like trucking and a light political conversation, and then the more I started thinking about it, the more I started paying attention to everything else. And I realized politically, even though I haven't spoke about anything really politically in the past 2 months or so, not a single thing has changed. Everything where we are politically now is the same exact place where we were politically a month or two ago. Think about it. In all reality, everyone still hates Donald Trump. Vivek Ramaswamy says good things, but everyone doesn't really know whether or not to trust him. Joe Biden is still falling downstairs or doing whatever. Our economy is still in, shambles. But hey, and mass shootings. Someone just said they were glad that I'm on, but they're worried about what's going on in Ocala. Ocala, that's not a mass shooting. They said it was. But that's just another mall shooting, one of the many that we have. We're already exceeded this. I think we're at 646 mass shootings so far this year, where last year we were at 644. And so, I mean, we've already exceeded that. And they haven't even updated. They're on vacation for Christmas. So the people that run gunviolencearchive.org aren't even, they haven't even updated it in the past 3 years. So who knows what else is going to happen. But I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to politics, and my life has been so much better. So much better. It really has. Like, just relaxing a little bit. It's just something I like. But I figured for a little bit we'll kind of talk about some of this stuff. And because politics and the trucking world are colliding right now in a variety of reasons. They're colliding because of many of you guys. So let's talk, okay? Let's just be open and honest. And I'm going to try to tread lightly here because I know my employer doesn't really want me talking too much about politics. One of them. The other one doesn't give a shit. He's like, I miss it. Talk. But let's talk about Vivek Ramaswamy, right? Vivek Ramaswamy is someone, he's running for president, unless you live under a rock. He really stands no chance at getting the Republican nod, but he says a lot of things that are pretty good. Like, I like a lot of what he says, but I also feel like he's fake. Like, fake as F. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to try to be censor myself. But he sounds fake as hell. He doesn't sound like a real dude, And so I don't know. Someone said, yep, Steve is flipped to Democrats. Okay, that's not happening. But Vivek Ramaswamy held something at the Iowa 80 truck stop the other day where he was talking to a bunch of truck drivers or people that were truck drivers. And he's talking about some of the issues that truck drivers have, like ELDs, except he couldn't figure out how to say ELD. It was like EDL, EIDL, entry-level driver training. Like, he was just going back and forth, but he was talking about hours of service and stuff like that. And it's great. I think more people need to take trucking mainstream in terms of the regulations and stuff that happens. But let's be honest, nobody really cares. All these politicians in DC, they're funded, both Republican and Democrat, they're funded by literally the people that work against truckers, that work against you and I as Americans every single day. And they truly are. You may say, Steve, that's a little bit of hyperbole, because I like saying it like that. I know it's not how it's pronounced, but it's actually true. Think about it. You've heard about these underguard legislations that are coming out, and all these, they want to increase the amount that carriers for liability insurance from 1 million to 5 million, even though the requirement's only 750,000, but they want to increase that up to 5 million. And then when you look at the legislators that are putting forth those efforts, a Republican and a Democrat, when you look at who they're funded by, it turns out they're funded by attorneys who work for legal practices that specialize in trucking lawsuits. So of course, everything across the board, no matter whether it's political, no matter whether it's trucking, if it's happening in Washington, you can just assume that it's just greedy sons of guns that are there taking advantage of every single little thing. And, that's it. It's kind of crazy. Someone said, where have I been hiding? I've been hiding all over the place. Hiding all over the place. I actually haven't been hiding. I've just been too darn busy to do anything. For anyone that doesn't know, I'm the chief strategy officer for a trucking company based out of Chattanooga. We stay busy, okay? Because we're a great company. So we just stay busy all day, every day. But I do half of my week in Tennessee and the other half here in Virginia. So I'm like doing this hybrid thing, and it's hard. It's hard on me. It's hard on my family. It's hard on the company. It's hard on everybody. But it is what we have to do. So... but yeah, it's funny. Someone said everything politicians turn to is crap. Yeah. Someone said Vivek is a shill for splitting the vote. Yeah, but I don't think he's going to split the vote in all reality, because if he doesn't turn out well in the primary, which he's not going to, Vivek Ramaswamy is not. He's probably going to finish second over DeSantis. And DeSantis is someone I really don't like. And many of you guys that watched in the beginning of the year, DeSantis was someone that I was like, saying, hey, I could get behind that guy. Not really, but but now I can't. I just don't like him either. I'll be honest, I don't even like Trump anymore. I don't like any of the politicians that are running currently. I don't think any of them have. I think the closest one to the best interests at heart would be Donald Trump, but I don't think he's going to be allowed to get anything done whatsoever. If he even is on the primaries. Didn't the Colorado Supreme Court just ruled that he can't even be on the ballot? And yeah, they're going to challenge it, but it's also happening in a bunch of other states, including my state in Virginia. It was just in the news that some douche canoe liberal from Loudoun County probably ended up filing a motion to have Donald Trump excluded from the state's Republican primary, which it's just crazy, because I think it wasn't from the primary. I think it's actually just from the ballot. They just want his name removed from the ballot because they figure, okay, well, here's the thing. I don't even care. I really don't. And it sucks, because many of you guys that have been watching me forever, you know how political I am and all that stuff. You understand that I've always been the guy that's like, you got to go vote. Our democracy depends on your vote and all that stuff. And while I still believe that, at the same point, I don't even care anymore. I really don't. I truly don't, because I don't believe that people that are on the right or the left give a shit about this country. The people that are leading it. I think you and I and the people that think like us and use rational thought, yes, we care about America, but the people that we elect, because we got brainwashed, and we do get brainwashed to vote for idiots, and then we send them to Washington where they're supposedly going to help us. They're going to help unions, even Democrats. They're always like, oh, we're the voice of the union. Joe Biden said he's the voice of the union, the most union president ever in the history. He keeps saying that. On day one, he slashed and cost over 300,000 union jobs. And he's continuously cost union jobs, and the union's still back him, which I just don't understand. This is literally America. Nobody cares about it. Nobody pays attention to what's actually happening in this country, and it sucks. And we keep electing these same people that do the same thing every single day, which is stab us in the back as American citizens, because that's what they're doing. Let's be honest. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on politically. If you're a Democrat and you're watching the show, do you think things are going great right now for the country? Now, I know you're probably just blaming Donald Trump for everything, but take him out of the equation. They're still not going well. You know what I mean? You take him out of the equation. You think anything's going to change? What could possibly change if Donald Trump's name isn't on the ballot? Our economy right now is being driven into the dirt by Joe Biden. It's not Donald Trump. And you could say, oh, these are all the impacts of the Donald Trump's presidency. No, because you're an idiot if you believe that. The truth is, I don't know. I really don't know. I hopefully we figure it out. That's what I truly hope. Hopefully we figure out where we are as a country and what we're gonna do in order to improve this country. But I don't think that we're gonna get it anywhere. You know what I mean? I don't think anything that matters. I think we're going to still have the economy is eventually going to bounce back. And speaking of trucking, you hear all this transparency argument right now. There's all sorts of misinformation and disinformation and just complete utter bullshit that is passed as truth in the trucking industry right now. And it's just insane. Let me tell you the truth of the trucking industry right now. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, probably tens of thousands of truck drivers right now that are going to not make it home for Christmas. And it's not even because they don't want to make it home. It's one, they don't have enough money to make it home. There's not enough freight right now in order for them to make it home. And I can speak from truth, right? Because we had one trucker that delivered last night, actually early this morning in Pennsylvania at a receiver. I spent hours today beating up the phones. If I check the phone records, I guarantee I have more phone calls than any other any other dispatcher with this company in the previous week, just by the amount of phone calls that I made this morning. Every single time I called, I would literally have the alarm bell on DAT go off and use the automatic dialer. So the second it goes off, it's automatically calling and the load was gone. And that's just literally what it happens all the time. All these drivers can't make it home, right? Because they don't have stockpiles of cash. Luckily, because I'm exceptional, I was able to book the driver a load, or the load for the driver. But, it took me 6 hours to do it. And I was so worried. I even talked to my wife and I said, listen, we're all going to pack up in the car and go up to Pennsylvania and have this, Christmas breakfast with this guy if it sits, or if he's sitting. Because I felt bad. I didn't want him sitting up there. And my wife was on board with it. She was like, I don't want to drive 2.5 hours. And I was like, you don't have a choice. We got to make sure we're treating our company, our drivers fairly. But I ended up booking him a load. So it's all good. But then it made me think about it, because I was asking him about the parking situation. He was in Charlottesville. Any of you guys know 78? There's a Love's there, exit 23. And I know that from the top of my hat, from the bottom of my hat. I know that because that's the way when we go up to Jersey to visit my in-laws, we always stop in Charlottesville. The kids get a big kick out of it because sharding, you know what that means? The kids think it's hilarious that there's a whole town named after pooping your pants. So they love it. But we always stop there. There's a McDonald's at that Love's, and I think a Subway and all that stuff. And it's clean restrooms, so that's usually our stopping point. And they have a place for the dogs to run around. So it's good. We always go there and stop. And that's where the trucker was waiting. And I asked him about parking. He said he's never seen anything like this. Anything like it. You couldn't find any parking. He was hesitant to even take a load because he was worried he was going to be able to find any more parking later on tonight. He wasn't sure he was going to be able to find it at all, because he said truckers were parking on the entrance, the exit. There were people blocking the Catskills on the exit ramps, all this stuff. All these drivers, and I'm curious, all of you guys that are driving across the country tonight, how many of you are going to pass by the truck stops and see all those truckers and recognize that those guys are not making it home for Christmas? They're not making it home for the holidays. And it's not just because we have this shortage. Load volumes this week were pretty lower than I expected them to be. We were able to move trucks, and the rates were decent enough, but the volumes were low. So you actually had to fight to get the loads. But most of these drivers aren't typically making enough money to spend to go deadhead. Like in this case, the driver would have had to deadhead all the way to Florida. He would have, to be close to family, he would have had to deadhead like 1,000 miles, and I was like, there's no way. He came and he was like, whatever, I just got to sit, because these drivers aren't making an extra $1,000 or more. They're just not going to be able to do it. So I don't know. That's the thing that I missed about the freight industry. And it's also kind of, it's sad when you think about it. It's sad that we are this way in the industry, that everyone's fighting is what I mean. You got a lot of people that are good intention that, are blaming, bad rates on freight brokers and this and that and this and that. And I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it has to do with supply and demand and basic economics and stuff like that. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Someone said, no way to go through drive-through restaurants, no clearance, no showers at restaurants, openers, riders breaking streets. People don't realize what drivers go through. Yeah, that's true. Someone said you're working Arizona, North Carolina to Arizona. Well, thank you for what you do, Rich, out on the road. There's a truck driver right in the chat on YouTube right now. Said he's driving from North Carolina to Arizona. He's not going to make it home for Christmas. People don't think about that. Every time I drive 7.5 hours twice a week. So I drive down on Sunday, come back on Wednesday nights. And I always think about it. When I pass by these trucks, I always look at the numbers on the side of the truck. What the fuck was that? Hey, stop. I don't know what that was. My wife took the kids out, so they're not here. But that was a loud whatever it was. Whatever. Someone comes in that door and I start popping them off. You know what's going on. But yeah, it's just very odd. The whole life is just very, very odd. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, when I drive down, when I'm making that drive every single day, I see all the trucks. So I always look at their MC numbers. I look at the truck names. How many of you guys recognize that the majority of those trucks that you see out on the road, those are independent operators, unless you see the big Swifts and Mountains and all those big truck lines, Prime, US Express. When you take those off, most of those guys are 20 or less truck fleets. Some are independent operators. It is what it is. Someone said, what's your opinion on the Washington gay sex tape? I don't know. I mean, listen, there's nothing in that video that was any less than what I thought was happening in DC. I'll be honest with you. I don't care. Like, I literally saw that video and I was like, this is the same as, Republicans doing whatever they do and Democrats doing whatever they do. It's DC. We know all the people that are in Washington, DC are slimeball scumbags. So are you surprised that there was a sex tape filmed on the Senate floor? No, I'm not surprised by it. It doesn't surprise me at all. You know why? I almost expect it now because that's where we are politically in this country. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'll be honest. I wasn't surprised. Maybe I'm desensitized to it. I don't care. You know what surprised me the most is that all these people that were talking about how vile it was and all this, they're retweeting the video on social media as if that's like, it doesn't make you less of a pervert because you're retweeting some dudes going at it. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. That's why I kind of just turned off to this whole thing. I don't care about any of it anymore. I expect nothing less of our politicians in DC. It doesn't matter whether it was a Democrat or a Democrat staffer or a Republican. I don't care. They're all scum. Every single one of them. I really don't care. Someone else said, I forgot where it went. There was other comments about stuff like, oh God. I mean, who cares really politically? I think it was one of the best things. Granted, I'm busy and I work way too much. And I'm tired a lot, and it is what it is. But I have a regular paycheck. I'm able to pay, get caught up on everything. So it's hard, but whatever. Someone said, when you work for FreightWaves, they were out of the same city in Tennessee. You work now. Yeah. FreightWaves is in Chattanooga as well. Chattanooga is like Freight Alley. That's what it's called. So there's a ton of freight companies and logistic companies and freight brokerages and truck service places and truck insurance and trucking companies. There's a whole pile of them there. But someone said, it's amazing that all the Democrats accuse the Republicans. The Democrats do. Yeah. Michael said, why did I push back the video from yesterday? Because I'll be honest, I was still working all day. I was tired and I didn't really want to talk about anything. And I knew I owe it to you guys to do more than what I've been doing for videos. I really, truly do, because you guys have been watching forever. But, so Robert said, sounds like politically you are now where I'm at when you were streaming the BLM riots. LOL, think you thought I was a Dem. I don't know. I don't care. I'm married to a Democrat. I really just don't care. Which is crazy because I was such a hyper political person, I still am. Like, let's be honest. I still am. I'm just not surprised anymore by any of this stuff. I'm just not surprised. Anything that happens in DC is not going to surprise me, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. We'll have to wait and see. As of right now, obviously, I'm still voting for Donald Trump because I think a vote for any other candidate in the Republican primary is stupid and it's not going to do anything. But I'll be honest, and I'll be honest with every single one of you. I wish he was not running. I wish we had a candidate that was like Donald Trump without all the baggage and that I actually believed was a good candidate. I don't think we have one. I really don't. So I have to then look at who I think would be best for the country. And unfortunately for all you haters, it happens to be Donald Trump right now. But he's going to be a lame president, or a lame duck president. He has to. He only can do one more term, which we're going to see every single thing that he does accomplish, which he will. All the shit that he'll accomplish is just going to be thrown away because the Democrats will come back into power. They'll run on all the, championing all the shit that whatever, who cares? Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. It's all batshit crazy, like April said. Shout out to you, April. Unfortunately, personally, thanks for posting that, April. I don't know what you're saying. Billy Mack said the Trump baggage is all made up by the deep state. No, it's not. It's all made up by him. It's all made up by everybody. All the Trump baggage, yeah, a lot of it is made up. But in all reality, if he wasn't so vocal on Twitter, if he wasn't doing this, and he wasn't saying stupid shit all the frickin' time and attacking all of his political opponents, then they wouldn't have anything to go after, and they would have had to look at what he actually did when he was president, and then they wouldn't be able to be as pissed off as they are. But the fact is, he goes out and he says stupid shit all the time. All the time. He also says motivational stuff. I maintain that some of his speeches were the better speeches that I've ever listened to. But at the same time, it's just... I don't know. I think he's going to pick a woman running mate. I think if he picked Vivek Ramaswamy, he would lose because, he'll still win, probably. I can't believe that they're still running Biden. Like, I'll be honest with you. He sucks. And I can't believe they're still running him. Someone said policy over tweets and the media lies about him. Yeah, if you look at his policies, but most people don't anymore. And again, a lot of people... are hesitant to vote for him because they think he's going to attack them back, right? He's going to attack. He's going to, be vindictive. If he was vindictive, Hillary Clinton would be in jail. You know what I mean? And that's not even vindictive. That was a promise that he broke to every single one of us, but whatever. I don't care. You would think he would have a bunch of baggage that he could have spilled about all the DC corrupt politicians. That's another thing that doesn't make any damn sense to me. And he endorsed Dr. Oz. I'll be honest with you. The Dr. Oz endorsement definitely changed Donald Trump's perception for me, or my perception of Donald Trump. I'll be honest. Someone said you have to admit a debate between Vivek and Kamala would be pay-per-view worthy. Yeah, but there's not going to be. There's not going to be any presidential debates on the Democrat side. That's why they're not doing any Democrat primaries. Primary debates. They're not even doing a single one. Because they're not gonna. You think they're gonna let Joe Biden get up and run a debate with Donald Trump, or shit, any other candidate or any other person, any other human? There's not a person that's watching this video right now that wouldn't be able to destroy him. Not in terms of a political debate. But whatever. Trump had a lot of bad picks. Yeah, he did. It would be a funny one. Someone say Kamala said an embarrassment to women everywhere. Yeah, see, I'm trying to be diplomatic here, and it's hard, because I'm trying to say, well, you got to be Republican, women that are as bad as politically as Kamala Harris, and I don't know if there actually are. I'll be honest with you, because she's pretty bad. Like we started watching Veep again with my. With my wife, and I just think it's Kamala Harris. It reminds me of Kamala Harris, and I can't watch it because I just hate it. It pisses me off. Matt said, how's Freight been treating it? It's great. I'll be honest, like, freight is my passion. It is the thing I love. Like, the freight industry, it's very hard to explain to people. Like, the job I'm in now, in my current role, not my current role, but the role that I have, the title and all that stuff, what my actual job description is, if I'm not acting and running other departments, is my dream job. It literally is my dream job. And I have the ears of two people that think really very closely to how I think the industry should go. You know what I mean? And they're a little bit more reserved than I am. So I come up with an idea and they're like, hey, great idea, Steve. We'll come back at that in a couple of months or something, because I have all these ideas and they're more than willing. They want me to come up with the ideas. That's why I was like, I love this job. It's great. Nikki went full warmongering Karen during the debates. Yeah. See, I'll be honest. I watched the first debate and I haven't watched any others because I don't care. Steve, do you think Illinois or New Jersey is the most corrupt state in the country? I don't know. I think Washington, D.C. is the most corrupt district in the country. I don't know what the most corrupt state is. I think we're all pretty corrupt, every single one. Every single one. Someone said, do I still have the coffee shop? The physical one? No. The online one? Yes. PureTruthCoffee.com. Go there, buy some coffee. Oh, everyone who ordered the special Christmas ones, the Awake Not Woke and all that stuff, don't order anymore because I've already started putting all that stuff together. Now I'm just waiting. I've been busy. So you guys will all get your shipping notices on Thursday. It's super late and I apologize, but you'll get a handwritten Christmas card signed by me with all my family and all that stuff. But yeah, so I'll be sending that out. But don't order those. I should have took it off the website. Order everything except the Christmas bundles, please. But yeah, you can go to puretruthcoffee.com. Like if you want to buy this hoodie, the Got Freight hoodie, it's there. It's there. And it's super comfortable. Super comfortable. What else? Someone said, do you think Kari Lake will be vice president? Nah, she's not. Not a chance in hell. That's my opinion. She won't even be cabinet level. Kari Lake, no. No. What's the weirdest thing you shipped? Mine was 3 armored vehicles out of Texas going to South Africa via Jacksonville. I don't know. I've been doing this for 17 years. I can't tell you a jet engine. When I first started trucking, outlaw trucking, that is. When I first started doing that, the jet engine. Yeah, that's not the right link. I can't delete it either. Damn it. What about Candace Owens? I don't know. I don't care. I really don't. I don't care. I'll vote because I think it's my civic duty to vote, but I'm not as interested in voting as I have been in the past. I'll be honest with you. I'm just simply not. So we'll have to wait and see. But a jet engine was the weirdest thing I've ever shipped. That was when I first started. I remember hauling it and didn't even have a trailer at that time. And the box truck that I had was full, so I rented a U-Haul trailer and literally towed that behind the box truck. But at that time, I didn't even know what weigh stations were. I didn't go through any weigh stations or anything. So someone said, a serious question, why has the National Guard not showed up in Arizona yet? I don't know. I don't know. Well, the National Guard isn't going to show up. The Arizona Guard, is that what you're talking about? Arizona's local guard? I don't know. Didn't she deploy him? Katie Hobbs, isn't she who's in charge of... I think she did deploy the Arizona National or Arizona State Guard or whatever the hell it is. I think she ordered something. Kurt Offwoot said owner-operators are having a real hard time with broker. No, they're actually not. Owner-operators are not having a hard time with brokers. The ones that are having a hard time with brokers are... They don't know the business. They don't know the industry. I can tell you, I mean, we're virtually a 100% spot market company, and we are existing, and all of our owner operators are surviving. So yeah, our rate's bad, but that's not having a problem with brokers. People that are saying that don't know. They don't understand the industry, you know. And I'm not trying to say it to be mean to those people, but they don't. You don't understand. If you blame what's happening right now in the trucking economy, if you blame that solely on freight brokers, then you are doing a disservice to the industry, and you should exit. I mean, I can't say it any straight, more straight face than that. If you think that the reason why everything's bad in the trucking industry right now is because of freight brokers, quit trucking, because it's stupid. And you just need a little bit more education. Go drive, go talk, freaking pick up the phone, email me or something like that. I'll explain to you how it all works. Basic supply and demand, right? If you got 1,000 trucks competing for one load, do you think that load is going to pay a crap ton? Or you think they're going to pay less and have the carriers bid against each other? I mean, it's very common sense, but not a lot of people rationalize that right now. Someone said, why is National Guard getting deployed? Did I miss something? Yeah, the border crisis invasion. I think they had the most border crossers ever this past week. More than anybody else. Or more than ever before. I think what was it? In one border crossing, wasn't it over 15,000 people so far? I think maybe that was a weekend. I don't know. Rick Sherry Kublowski said, are you still going to vote for Trump? As of right now, I don't think there's another option. I think I have to. I don't want to. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to. I don't want to vote for him. I don't think it's... I don't want to, but I have to. you know, because I'm not going to vote for someone and have my vote not count and not matter, you know. I want to vote for what's best for my country, which is why I'll vote for him. I don't want to because I don't think that, I think there must be someone better, you know, a better choice. It doesn't have all the baggage. It doesn't have all the that he does, but I don't know. 23,000 in one night, someone said. Yeah, it's freaking crazy. God Rides a Harley said, yes, Katie Hobbs did deploy them. See, I still pay attention to the industry, you know, or the political stuff. I knew that Katie Hobbs deployed them, and I read them all the time. And Jeff said, the ones having the biggest problem are the lease operators and chumped by companies like Prime and Swift. So you're talking about, yeah, lease ops. They're not owner ops, technically. They're lease ops. And most of them have walkaway leases anyway. But you shouldn't do that. I mean, why would you take on $1,000 a week truck payment in this market? You're out insane if you're going to do that. Unless it's a full service maintenance lease, because then I would do that. I've been trying to do that, trying to get our company to do that. Because, hey, here's a thought. I'm curious. If you have a CDL in the chat right now and you drive for somebody else, would you consider... no, I'm not even doing that. Because I told them too. I was like, if I posted that we were hiring drivers that would just be dispatched by me, so you talk, and I talk. That's why I don't do the shows, because you could ask any of the drivers. I talk to them a lot. I've become friends with many of my drivers, like friends, you know. But I don't know. But someone said, but Steve, do you really honestly believe that people have a say in how our government operates simply by voting? Yeah, kind of. You know, no, I don't know if I believe that, Robert. I want to believe that. Does that count? I don't know if I believe it, but I want to believe that. Larry, the scrapper guy, said, how long have you been on? Approximately 33 minutes and 33 seconds right now. You could time it. That's true. And that's including my sick intro music, my Christmas intro music. Patty said, I usually only drive a triaxle. Yeah. Well, I was thinking about getting my Class A, because I have a Class B, not a Class A. I was thinking about getting my Class A so then I could haul loads going to Chattanooga and back, right? And then I was like, wait, I can't, because I wouldn't have 2 years over the road experience driving Class A. So then I was like, I'll just get my own authority and drive my own authority, you know, and buy my own truck and drive down there. And then I realized I don't have the kind of money I used to, you know? So it is what it is. Discover Maestro, so where have you been? I've been working. I work a regular 9-to-5 job. Actually, it's not a 9-to-5, but I work a regular job. So I work for a trucking company now. And I'm busy, and I haven't had time to do any live streams. I haven't had time to do much of anything. I try to keep up on the coffee orders. I'm doing better. I'm not perfect. I'm doing better. But, you know, it is what it is. Most of it's automated now. So like if you order the not the special order ones, you order the sweatshirts or the clothes, it's all automated. It doesn't even involve me. Someone said my CDL is restricted to no air trailers. Yeah, but see, do you have to retest with the? Oh yeah, because you would have to do the actual driving portion of it too, because you have the air brake test there. Someone said you're gonna cover riots. No, I have no idea, or no interest to cover riots. I'll be honest, I'll never cover riots again. I don't care if there was a riot right in my front house. I'm not doing that again. Someone said, be cool if you stream that video game again. I actually don't even use that computer anymore. That computer's gone. I have a work computer that I use. And because I'm not even live streaming. This is the first live stream in a month. I couldn't believe it when I checked the other day. It's the first video in 25 days, outside of the little intro thing I made. You know? But it's crazy. Do you still sell political merch? Nope, not much. Just coffee. Coffee, there's some political shirts and stuff. Just go to puretruthcoffee.com and you can check it out. But yeah, I don't know. Well, that's it. I'm trying to see if there are any other comments worth doing, but I'm not seeing any right now worth addressing. But yeah, that's basically it. That's basically the update so far. You know, I think I'm gonna do like a special New Year's Eve thing, a show, but it probably won't be live. It'll probably be a recording, but like, I don't know. I may do like top 20 moments we realized America is fucked or something like that in 2022 or something like a joking one, right? But I may do something like that. You know, someone said, get out and do some fly fishing. It's good for the mind. A lot of fun. I've never caught a fish in my life. I've gone on guaranteed fishing trips and never caught fish in my life. I got my money back. Those deep sea fishing things off of Cape Cod, where you pay them like $100 and you get to go fish and you get to keep your fish if you want. And I literally, there was one little one little kid next to me, just kept every cast he caught a fish. I didn't catch a fish. I was so mad. But yeah, someone said you did escorting oversized for 5 years. Good money working with Perkins Oil Moss. Nice. But someone said, stop listening to the propaganda would be a place to start. What? Yeah, well, I take that back. The only fish I ever caught was a tiny little fish about that big when I was teaching or showing my son how to cast his like Spider-Man thing. And I'll be honest, I took a picture and you could tell in that picture, like it's a fish this big that I'm holding up with the Spider-Man thing. This little Spider-Man fishing rod, and you could tell in my picture, like when you look at my face, you could tell I don't care that it's a tiny little fish. I am proud that I caught that. I'm beaming, like I'm pushing the kid out of the picture and be like, look at that. I was so goofy, but that's the only fish. We should do another music live stream. That was pretty fun. Yeah, but they all get copywritten and all that stuff, so I can't do that. Even the video, like nobody really understands how much this video, just to do this video today, because I haven't live streamed it so long, cost me over $100 to do. I had to re-sign up for Restream. I had to buy this streaming software. I had to buy a license to play the intro song. So this video so far, even though it's the first video I've made in a month, already cost me like $200. And I mean, you guys could see by the revenue. That's why I don't do these shows, because I can't. I'm just too busy. But I felt like you guys needed it. I hopefully you did, and hopefully you all had fun. And we'll go from there. Someone said, "Have I got a speeding ticket in your commute back and forth?" Nah, no, because I'm not going super crazy. And the only time I'm going crazy is when, or like speeding, or when everybody's speeding. Like there was a day I was driving 80 miles an hour with traffic and a cop passed me. I was like, jeez. But has my wife ever caught a fish? Nah, she doesn't fish either. She doesn't really like that stuff. But my younger son likes doing that. So, but yeah, I may do, maybe once a month or something like that. But I'm going to try to record some video and not work as much as I have been, because it's tired. So I'm not like, oh, you want some physical stuff? Physical advice? Because my wife is great. Kids are great. Everyone's great. My son won his first wrestling match the other day. He was super stoked. Someone said, you better promote the coffee. I don't even care because I have a regular job. So to me, just having 319 people watching this right now means that it was worth it for me to spend the money just to be able to live stream. But you best believe I'm canceling all that shit after because it is what it is. But yeah, so my son won his first wrestling match. I think they won one football game for football season because I haven't talked about that since it ended. And what else? The little guy, we pulled him from martial arts because it was just with me being gone half of the week, my wife was too tired to take him to martial arts all the time. So we pulled him from that. But my gym schedule suffered, right? So you guys know I was trucking. I was having a hard time keeping up and working out while it being actually in a physical truck. And when I started this job, I just dove right in. So I haven't had time to go to the gym as much as I typically do. Because you guys know I used to go to the gym every single day. Well, guess what happens when you don't go to the gym for like 2 weeks and you go back to the gym? You find out you're stronger than you ever have been, right? And so then I went like the next day and then deadlifted, and I was repping like 600-pound deadlifts, and I was like, holy crap, what is going on? I feel great. And then I realized it's rest. I've been working out for 5 years, like nonstop every single day. And the one thing I didn't do is rest. And so by me, now what I do is I'm gone Sunday through Wednesday. And so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning, and because Sunday afternoon, I'm driving to Tennessee, I literally work out. And so I have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are my off days. And I'll tell you what, I'm healing. I'm getting better. I'm lifting, benching, like, yeah, I'm killing it. So it's good. And it's good. Someone said, I bet the kids got a PS5 for Christmas. No, Now we weren't built like that because I've been paying off all the bills and all that stuff. Like many people don't understand the media side. I lost a lot of money on the media and the coffee side. So, but pretty much everything I make, we go towards that and just making sure our house is paid for and all that stuff. But my kids already have a PS5. It's literally sitting right there. They don't even use it, you know. But I promised my son when we first moved to Virginia that I was going to get him a PS5. It took me a year to find one till we were on that PS5 like waiting list. Finally, they sent an email and said, you have 24 hours to go pick this up at Best Buy. Like literally. So he has a PS5, but he barely even uses it. Because they get you with everything. You got to do Game Pass. You got to do this. You got to do all this other shit in order to do stuff. You know, it's really annoying. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But my kids are going to be happy, you know, and, you know, they're all good. Someone said, are you going to move from Virginia? Yeah, well, without a doubt, we're moving from here. I just don't know if we're moving to Tennessee or we're going to move to West Virginia. The personal income property tax that you pay here, I can't rationalize it and make sense of it. You know, why I got a $8,000 personal property tax bill for my used cars, I can't understand that. And there's no justification for it. So we have every intention of moving in the fall. Or in the spring, you know, as soon as school's over. Because my son goes to high school next year. Older boy. So, and we're like, this would be the time to move. If we don't move this year, we're screwed and we're not going to move for 4 more years. But he's okay moving. And we're good. It's not going to be Texas. But it would either be West Virginia or Tennessee. One or the other. And the reason why I say West Virginia is because the taxes are a little bit better. And we can get more land and house for our money than we can here. But yeah, someone said Game Pass is awesome. Yeah, see, that's the thing I was saying with the Xbox and the PlayStation and all that stuff. You got to buy all these $22 a month or $30 a month things. So like for my son to be able to play the PlayStation online with his friends, it cost me $30 a month or whatever it is. For my other kid to play Fortnite with, or not Fortnite, but all the other games, call it COD or whatever on the Xbox, cost me another $20 a month. We canceled all that shit. Told the kids to go get jobs. Paper routes. They're not even old enough to do that. Do they even do papers anymore? Someone said that's a lot for car taxes. Yeah, it's insane. Someone said move to Texas, no state income or snow. Yeah. Yeah, my wife wouldn't do it. Someone said looked at online a property in West Virginia, very reasonably priced. Yeah, I mean, we could literally take the equity that we have in this house already and buy land. Probably outright and own the land and then take something else. I'm in Virginia right now, Lisa. Someone else said something. Yeah, the car taxes are crazy. Oh, Mike said that we get the roof fixed. No, because we called 3 separate roofers here. They all gave us their estimates to have it fixed, but then they all said it's not leaking, so you don't need to fix it right now. There's just soft spots, but there's no leaks. We found out what the leak was. It was because I redid the bathroom again, but it was the knobs. So it's got the hot, the cold, and then the middle one. So the hot water knob was leaking from behind the wall. So once we knew that the valve was no good, but it wasn't the valve. And I think what happened was it was leaking from the valve. And then when the plumber came and fixed it, because I didn't want him to knock down the wall, so he was like banging on it a lot to get it to loosen so he could switch the inner part of the valve. When I think that ended up, what happened was he ended up screwing up like the solder or something on behind the wall. And so then it leaked and it ruined all of our tile. And so when I pulled out the shower, I don't know, what was it, 3 weeks ago, something like that. When I pulled out the shower, there was mold throughout the whole thing. But it is what it is. Someone said, did I get paid from the Sprinter van company? No, that guy ripped me off too. So yeah, the Sprinter van guy, no, he ripped me off. And I thought about going and suing and doing all that stuff. And I just realized, you know what? It is what it is. No, I think he shortchanged me like $1,800. So, you know, it sucked. It made it harder, you know, because that $1,800 would have been good, but whatever. No, he ripped me off. And you know what? That company too, because I made a video talking about how great that company was. The company's not that great either, because their safety guy, who also handles their recruiting, never even replied back. I just asked for a tally of my fuel card so I could use that for taxes, because I'm the one that paid for the fuel, and they refused to send me anything, which is just it's shitty. But no, he ripped me off. I think it was only like $1,800. You know what? That's not even what hurt me. What hurts the most is I don't make any videos or online content anymore. That financially is what hurts the most. But it is what it is. Someone said, broke the copper sweating. Yeah, I think so. Probably. But it is what it is. I enjoy doing the videos. And I'll try to do them more often than I do. But in terms of the like support, you won't see any of those links or anything, because I don't need it. I got a full-time job. I have a regular paycheck that comes in. I don't make these videos to try to make money anymore. Because I get it on the ads and all that stuff anyway. But if maybe what I'll start doing is, if I do live streams, I'll just come up with like a charity you guys could donate to or something like that. Because I'd much rather you do that, you know. But I think that's gonna wrap it up. I think I'm done. You know, my wife's gonna get pissed at me for saying that. She's like, "We could always use more money. Why do you keep saying that?" It's like when they wanted to pay me for the first week at the trucking company when I didn't really do anything. They're like, "Oh, we're going to pay you for this week." And I'm like, "Why?" Like, you already paid my travel, so why? I haven't been working. And my wife was so freaking pissed at me. She's like, "Why would you tell them not to pay you if they're willing to pay you?" And I was like, I don't know. Carol said, "We have missed your videos." Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do other content. I'll be honest, right now I don't have time, because I ended up taking over the whole dispatching department for the trucking company, and I'm retraining people and hiring new people. And so it takes a lot of time. You know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday and Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I'm in Chattanooga. And then Wednesday afternoon, I'm driving, so I can't do live streams because I don't get home until about 10 o'clock at night. And then Thursday and Friday, I'm just busy. I'm just working a lot. But I wanted to make you guys, Steve, what happened with the lawsuit, the BLM people, when you first moved to Virginia? Technically, the lawsuit's still there, but one of the guys is in jail right now. He's been remanded on a sexual assault charge or something like that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But one of the guys associated is in jail. The other one is being sued by... He's been criminally charged with like sexually assaulting a disabled person and something else, and defrauding, the Parkland shooter's brother, like all sorts of weird shit. So long story short, they just forgot. And my attorney can't do anything because he doesn't have a law license anymore. So whatever, it is what it is. But so that lawsuit just sits. I'm just waiting for them to go to jail because they're pending some very serious charges. And when that happens, I'll do a motion to have it all, gone. But whatever. But it is what it is. God Rides became a member again. Thank you. And like I said, I saw a bunch of you guys became supporters on Facebook as well. I think there were like, I don't know, in the past 3 days, there were like 10 new supporters on Facebook. So I appreciate that. And I will try to put out more content. I promise I won't do the poetry ones anymore. It wasn't me. It was just AI and then me reading it. But it was funny, right? I thought it was funny. But I got like real hate messages. They're like, please go back to talking about politics. Don't do this morning trucking poetry bullshit. Like, people hated that. I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, I'll probably try to do something, a little something. And as long as I tread lightly, I think I'll be okay to talk about stuff politically. But yeah, I'm never going to be back the way I was before. I'm going to try not to curse and try to be presentable. Because ultimately I am representing a company, and a fucking great one. Excuse my language. I just say I'm not going to curse and then I start cursing, but whatever. I think that's going to wrap it up. I did want to say Merry Christmas. Yeah, I said it. Christmas. I know. Don't cancel me. Oh my God. But Merry Christmas to all of you guys out there, and a Happy New Year if I don't see you. Anyone that did order the Christmas coffee specials, I am super sorry. You'll get a handwritten note and an apology with your coffee. They'll be shipping out on the 8th. Or not the 8th. They'll be shipping out on the 28th, the second I get the Christmas cards, so I could do it. And then, yeah. Anyone else that wants to order any coffee, do it from puretruthcoffee.com. Please do not buy the Christmas special thing anymore, because I won't have that coffee. I will do special runs of that coffee every single month, but I only have enough to go for the people that already ordered it. And yeah, I'll see all of you guys the next time I see you. But seriously, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.